Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Coffee Time with Almeida, Wednesday, April 29th. Today we have Rodney Lienhart on with us. And I also want to give a special good morning to the Restaurant Mental Health and Self-Care Group. We're streaming live there today. And of course, good morning to all of our folks. Rodney,
what's up?
What's
happening?
How you doing,
Mike?
Good. How are you?
I'm about as good as I can be. It's quarantine and I'm not prepping something or doing a menu or, kitchen work as we so delicately put it. It's taking some getting used to. Like, I thought it was going to be easy. I thought hey, this is going to be cake. I'm used to living with scraps. I'm a chef, this is what we do. And then you realize, well, wait a minute, I'm not clocking in next week or next month, or I don't know when I'm going to clock in.
Yeah.
And that's, to be real, that's what's going on. It sucks, but trying to make the best that I can with it, it's definitely, it's funny because I saw you give an interview a couple of weeks ago, I believe. And, you mentioned, you're like, well, this COVID thing, an upside to it is it's actually forcing me to do the things that I wanted to do. So that's how I got into writing, it really is. I didn't, obviously no kitchen to go to. I have a computer. I have the ability to do it. And so I was actually reorganizing my bookshelf, I have geckos and I was trying to fit my geckos in there to make it look cool and stuff. And I saw one of Anthony Bourdain's books, Medium Raw, and I was like, okay, well, let's see. So, spinning through that, you learn a lot about not only how you view your life mentally, but how you view other people's lives and how they view their lives and vice versa. And that's really important, especially not only in our industry, but in mental health as well. It's important in everything. And so I kind of just perused through it. I didn't read all of it. I just kind of, read a page, skip a few, read a page, and just kind of, I wanted to, think back to why I bought the book, because we've read it. And I was like, well, why can't I do that? Why can't I write? Why can't I take how I feel, excuse me, and tell other people? Why don't chefs do this? Why don't people in the industry do this? And so literally just took pen to paper first off, because I don't know why I felt embarrassed to type with no one around. I don't know why. And so I wrote it down first. So I'm scribbling on this page saying, I want to say that, I don't want to say that. And actually doing it. Who would have known, back in fourth grade in my English teacher's class that I would actually be doing that later on in life and enjoying it. Don't ever let her find that out, because that's an argument that she would have waited years to win. So love the class. Obviously, I love writing now. I really do. I love cooking. I still do that. We're chefs by trade, man. It's what we do in the industry. We always have, 10 irons in the fire at a time, and it's what can we do to make that fire bigger so we can put more irons in it. And it's just, we constantly have to stay busy because we're, let's face it, addicts, every single one of us.
Yeah. And the whole iron in the fire thing, that's saved my ass a bazillion times.
Oh yeah. Oh, especially now. You know what I mean? Especially now.
especially now, you know, and like, yeah, I'm relying on my unemployment for probably for a while, but I
Mhm.
mean, who knows, you know, like I do websites on the side and like do a bunch of other stuff, and you know, that'll come back somehow, and I definitely have some clients, but you know, I feel like a lot of people, like, I mean, as did I, gave my heart and soul to the restaurant.
Oh yeah. And that's something that I wanted to point out that I haven't heard anybody say yet. Okay. So excuse me. I just got done smoking a joint and it's sour diesel, so it's kind of tarry. It's that morning. It'll settle. Um, so everybody in the industry is like, oh, I don't do it for the money, but you can tell those people who do it for the money and are oddly, weirdly good at what they do. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
Well, yeah. Let's face it. I've met a lot of chefs, a lot of cooks, a lot of owners, even that say they don't do it for the money, but they definitely do. You know what I mean? And you can tell by what they do. Let's face it. You know, I've even said, well, wait a minute, maybe I'm being too harsh, being too critical because I'm judging myself. Not the case at all. Okay. I looked at it from a very open-minded perspective. You know, hey, what would I do? I've went through every avenue of possibility just to make sure that I'm not being a dick, you know, or and you know, to solidify my validity of, you know, what I was talking about or something, you know. And so I just barrel through it mentally, kind of, you know, observe, deduce, calculate, figure it out, and then either accept it for, you know, what it is and move on, or just learn from it and move on. You know, I don't look for a negative, and that's the thing. A lot of people would put a negative spin on stuff like at that moment in time. That's, you can't do that because you're going to get a negative outcome. That's just self-fulfilling prophecy.
Of course,
So
yeah.
so then I make it, you know, I make it known. I look, I go, okay, why are they doing it then? And then if the only thing left is just money, you got your answer. You know what I mean? You can obviously tell a person when you're looking at the books of a place, you know what I'm saying? The money aspect. You can see what goes where when you're a true chef. You know, when you're executive chef, a true chef, you have the overhead. That's, numbers are important. Okay. We still live by numbers. That's why chefs thrive in all kinds of different careers if they leave, you know, the industry. I mean, it's true. Um, but the thing is, this has actually taught us who does it for the money and who doesn't. You know, when you truly don't do it for the money, you know, it's times like these where you're like, not a big deal. I can survive this. I've done it before. Because let's face it, chefs don't make a lot of money. Okay,
Oh
unless
hell
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
lucky. You know, it's you don't get paid enough for what you do. That's the best way to explain it. You don't get compensated enough for what you do. You know your mental worth, you know your physical worth, you know what you can and can't do, and you're learning and things like that. But it's the onset of the mental anguish that we deal with in not getting compensated fairly enough for what we do. And so it's everything. As a chef, you're a doctor, you're an accountant, you're a therapist, you're a sister, you're a brother. Um, the list goes on. You're a
Yeah.
chemist.
Your
You know, the
parent,
list goes on.
your daycare person. You're, so, you know,
I
I mean,
wasn't gonna say
hopefully not.
that,
Hopefully not.
but
But
you know.
well, I'm talking
um,
about the guest. I'm not talking. I mean,
Oh no, absolutely. It's like a demented episode of Tiny Toons, if you remember that cartoon growing up. You know
oh
what I
yeah, I
mean?
love
So
that
it's
one.
it's it's terrible, but it's definitely shown who's done this for financial or monetary gain versus who actually has a passion for the craft.
Yeah.
That's split asunder down the middle now. The only issue is, so I read an article, and yeah, that's right. Writers read other articles because it's called inspiration. Okay.
Of course, of course.
Um, I'm not even a writer yet. I'm becoming a writer, but you know that's the way I view it. I'm always going to look at myself last. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Speaking of looking at myself last, shout out to my sous chef Dave Ellis. Happy birthday, man! Today's his birthday. Yeah,
Oh, happy birthday, Dave.
thank you, Facebook, for reminding me real quick. You know, I love that. I forget so many birthdays. I forgot my
Yeah,
own this year. I
I
did. I
blew it.
seriously did.
You're like, oh, I'm like, you know, yesterday. You're like, oh, Facebook birthday is yesterday. Oh, is my birthday yesterday?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're like, what's gonna break first? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
when's your birthday?
It was March 12th. Yeah, it was like
Oh
last month.
shit, I'm
It
March
was like the
18th.
day everything happened. Like
Yeah.
the night before, Corona, you know, da 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 da. The 12th, everything's fucked.
Yeah,
I was like, great.
On March 18th.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
no,
crazy.
I have another really good friend that's March 18th. That's awesome. So happy birthday to us.
Yes. We had a Corona birthday.
Yeah, that's a little weird. That sounds like a very bad like party that you may or may not want to go to.
Oh my God.
But no, it's so even before Corona though, and this is important.
Yes.
The articles I was reading is that we were already on life support as an industry.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Forever, for a long time.
Exactly. And coronavirus just pulled the plug. Which is why a great number of people believe into the conspiracy. A great number of people in the industry believe in the conspiracy side of the coronavirus. Okay. Listen, it's there. Some of them make sense. I get it. I see the logical path. Do I believe it personally? It's possible. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the way I look at everything. Okay. And they're like, well, how can you be a chef if you can't really make a decision? I mean, believing conspiracy theories and being able to cook and make decisions and being good at my job are two different things.
Yeah.
Entirely. That's what people don't understand. Like, how many people are like living the way they work, if that makes any sense? I mean, yeah, being in the industry is a lifestyle, but it's fucking fantastic, man. I mean, how every day you go home dripping. You're not dripping in sweat. I mean, a lot of us are, but you're dripping in like that feeling that you're just like, I did an honest day's work with the mindset of a criminal. Like, you know what I mean? We'll take a plate, we'll make it up. We know what it costs to go into it. And then we just mark up the price. You see what I'm saying? What's it going to cost to keep the lights on, basically? And then you add a little bit of inflation and there's your food plates.
Well,
I mean, that's how it goes.
I mean, part of it is that the price of our meals at the restaurants should have been going up exponentially over the years. Right?
Yes. And okay, so it's funny you said that because I have said that for the last fucking, I don't know, decade.
It's so, I think that's part of it when we come back. Yeah. It's just going to be more expensive. It's just going to have to be the way it is, and people want to support the restaurant business. I mean, they have that's what a lot of people, that's their outlet, right? They go to restaurants, they go out to eat, they have all their favorite places, and unfortunately it's going to be more expensive when we go back. But the fact of the matter is it should have been more expensive for a long time.
Here's what I think. Okay. So it's funny you should mention that. Just from a numbers guy, I honestly think that they shouldn't have given us the $1,200 stimulus. Here's why. So right now, the value of a dollar bill versus getting paid via PayPal, I mean, come on, really? One's instant, one we have to carry around. Mm-hmm. You see my point?
Yeah.
We're going to a digital currency. Digital currency is worth more than the actual, legal tender that we have there. And so it's really interesting. But at the same time, everybody loves the feeling of that fabric. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So that being said, why wouldn't, instead of stimulating the economy like they said they would and sending everybody $1,200, why didn't you just reset the credit?
Oh yeah.
If you reset the credit score for anybody under 750 to 750, and then leave everybody else alone, because let's face it, they've done something to they've done it. They're you can be really great at it. Don't get me wrong, but my point is, if you would have done that, that would have re-stimulated, would have bought more. People would have been able to take out small business loans that they could have repaid because of increasing the prices and things like that. Okay. Yeah. They could have taken out the loans they needed to save their fucking restaurants.
Yeah. Well, we could jump down a rabbit hole right now, right?
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, but it's there.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of things that could be done to help everybody out, and hopefully we're not going to see a bunch of restaurants get erased, but it's already starting to happen. We have actually a question kind of leads into that. Adam Rucker, he says, hi chef, anything to talk about regarding reopening / starting anew?
Okay, one more time, I heard half of it, sorry.
He wants to know if you have any thoughts about regarding reopening and starting new.
Okay, yes, I do. I'm a chef. I have thoughts about everything. I have asshole opinions and remarks about everything. That's what we do. Yeah, I do. So when we restart, it's going to be one of two things. And this is really the two possibilities that I see. I see we're either going to hit the ground running as fast as we fucking can, as quick as we can. I'm thinking, remember Beavis and Butthead when they were in the back of the car jacking it up and they'd jump out?
Yeah.
If you don't jump out, run really fast, you're going to tumble. It's going to hurt. You're going to fall flat in your face. Or we're going to start out, basically tiptoeing through the tulips. Now, there's already restaurants that I'm hearing about through the mental health group, through just all brands of social media. I didn't really know that once you put articles out there, people read them, that makes you a public image. Didn't know that. Maybe wouldn't have done it. I'm joking. I love it. It's awesome, but I got to be careful what I say and do. Tiptoeing through the tulips. I've heard about a lot of restaurants reopening to a fraction of the size. So if they're holding 60 tables, now they can only do like 10 or 14.
And apparently, sorry to interrupt you, but apparently the capacity includes your staff.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's exactly what I was going to say too. So including your own staff, your limited capacity, you can't, that right there, no one's going to make any money. You're not going to, unless you're charging almost triple for a plate of food at that. You still run the risk of, okay, what if my restaurant's still infected or if somebody gets infected in my restaurant, even with these statutes in place? I'm still liable. That's where the gray area is. That's why Target and everybody's like, put the mask on before you come in. I've literally seen people turned away because they weren't wearing masks.
Oh, and that's not happening here yet.
It is here. It totally is here in Michigan. I went grocery shopping yesterday. I used to love grocery shopping, especially when I'm high. I'll walk in there and be like, this is great. No one knows everyone knows I'm high. And it's a game. And then you forget half the shit you actually went in there for. So no, it hurts to see, man. I've played these games too. I've played Resident Evil. I've played Dawn of the Dead. I love zombies. That's what I grew up with. But it's not cool when it's happening in real time, man. It's not cool. It like really makes you think, how am I gonna holy shit. It really does. It makes you think. You're like, dude, I got kids, I've got responsibilities. You're put into the position where everything is falling down around you seemingly, and then you still have to live the life that your parents lived because you've witnessed, your grandparents and things like that. So it's coming down the line. You've got to be a grown-up basically. And now it's even fucking harder because you can't go out and buy, as much milk as you want or limited meat. Like it's seriously like you can only buy so much milk. You can only buy so many eggs. You can only buy so much this and so much that. And I'm like, something's fucky here. Like,
so wait, are they actually limiting that at the grocery stores?
Yes.
Oh shit, yes. They're not doing that
here. I should have taken pictures, honestly, but I will show you pictures. It's really messed up. I don't think a lot of people pay attention to it. I'm not, because I think it was, and don't quote me on this because I don't remember the sign, but I do remember it saying something. It said something along the lines of only 2 gallons of milk per customer or something like that. Okay. And I saw one guy with 3 in it, and I'm not going to say anything. I don't care. I'm just saying I saw a guy with 3 instead of 2. So did he see the sign? Did he not? Who cares? Who knows? He's not hurting anybody. If he's going to drink it, drink it. I'd rather him buy 3 than us dumping it out.
Hey, I'd rather have him pay attention to the arrow on the floor than not the 3 milk sign.
Right? Oh, man. He was wearing a ventilator, and his is nicer than mine. I actually, my girlfriend's in healthcare, and she had a patient come in, and they made a bunch of masks, and she goes, yeah, she just brought in a bunch of them. Well, it's awesome because I got a neat little Star Wars one with like the color of Yoda on the inside, so it's badass.
Sweet. Yeah,
and then she got Harry Potter. So. You did what?
I said I'm still wearing a diaper on my face.
No, dude. Give me your address. I'll send you a note. You want Star Wars?
Oh, if you got one, yeah.
Yeah. So the lady who puts my name in my chef coats, she literally lives around the corner, and she makes these.
Oh, nice.
Like she'll go to her basement, and she's got just rolls. It looks like a Chinese like fabric shop down there. It's an amazing setup, but it's like. Where's the little kids is what I was like, who's making your stuff? Because I know you're not just cranking out these, masks. And she does too. She'll couple hundred masks. She just goes and gives them to the hospital here locally. She gives them to, whoever needs them. She's got this little like duffel bag It's an old computer bag she cut the top off of, and she just
cool.
stuffs them full and gives them to people in Ziplocs. It's neat.
That's really awesome. It's crazy, like how people are stepping up,
Oh yeah,
in their own way.
it's good. It's good. It shows the human nature side of people. It shows that it shows people give a shit.
Yeah.
Not just because they're forced to, but because they want to, and that's the best kind.
And on the flip side, let's talk about all the people who have just vanished.
Yeah, then that's what I said. So you either do it for the money, vanishing, or you do it because you're just a good person, and that's your passion. So do you like philosophy at all?
Sure.
Okay. So you're familiar with Immanuel Kant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not Kant, Kant. It's a philosophy joke. Sorry. At least it wasn't my college. So I got very lucky. I got very lucky to go to college. I really did. I put myself through college, so it's nothing against anybody. It's just with what happened, that's what you have to do. Trust me, my student loan debt says I probably shouldn't have done it, but I at least paid attention to this. So Immanuel Kant said, it's a theory of man, I believe it was. He said that if you do something good, but expect something in return, that makes you a bad person. Okay. But if you do something good just for the sake of doing something good, that makes you a good person. Right there. It doesn't get any more black and white. No one's forcing you to make a decision, but just make sure you know kind of where your heart and your emotions and your head lies. Because if you don't, that's going to create chaos. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have that balance. You know what I mean? Is there bad shit that I've done in my life? Excuse me. Yeah, there's a ton of bad shit. I 4 years, almost 5 years sober, alcohol free. Cannabis literally changed my life. It absolutely 100% did. When I looked at the medicinal side of it, when I was given the information, I was like, well, they didn't just make this up. You know what I mean? I'm not an idiot. If I find one source on the internet, I'm going to look for a few more, like I do with a recipe, and then figure out what they're all saying together. And that's pretty, generally the truth. It is what it is. It's worked out thus far. So, I looked at it and, it helped me through my sobriety. It actually did. It helped me a lot more. They were I couldn't sleep for shit. They were putting me on Valium. They put me on Zoloft, Boost-Par for a mood. Just, dude, you name it. I had a script for it. Seriously. And then I got to the point where a doctor was he was like, dude, off the record, smoke a fucking joint. Smoke a joint before you go to bed. And you're going to sleep great. He was like, I can't do anything for you. And I'm pretty frustrated and argued with that guy for about a week in my head. Then one night, I asked my roommate at the time, I was like, dude, how much for a joint? Because I know he smoked, I know he had it. And he's like, here, don't even worry about it. I'd rather you use this to get through your sobriety. He was really supportive. He really was. And I was like, this is weird, but all right, cool. And so I smoked it. And that's literally the best goddamn sleep I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
And I have to smoke before I go to sleep now. Otherwise, I don't sleep, the 4 hours that I need to. So I'm still only sleeping 4 hours. That's the thing. Like, I might lie in bed and I've counted a few things in my room to try and go back to sleep. I won't lie.
Oh, yeah. I sleep like a mofo, dude. I'm laying down. I'm out for like 8 hours. I don't know what it is.
Can't do it.
I'm lucky.
I mean, I'm also ADD, so that really doesn't help, but I look at it this way. No, man, I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now. I'm on Coffee Time with Almeida. That's big news, man. I don't care about a 3-letter network. Like this right here, this intimacy, this I love it. This is the future of what we do. You know what I mean, baby? Like it's one of those things where you're proud to do it. You're proud to be a part of it. It makes you feel good. You're doing something for the better. If you can drink coffee and smoke weed. Who wouldn't want it? No, yes, I am about to Snoop Dogg my way through life right now. Let's do this. Like, come on. Now we got the chance, But no, it's really awesome. Like, I'm working on this. I'm running the restaurant, mental health, self-care. I got some big stuff planned for them. They just don't know it yet. I'm working on creating a cooking with cannabis segment for Disrupt America. So that's going to be pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on creating another segment for a local streamcasting channel because they heard about it all. So that's going to be pretty neat. I'm also writing a book, and I run Story on the Pass, and I'm a knife brand investor, a brand ambassador, an investor, because trust me, chef knives are crazy. People are always like, "Hey, take a picture with it." I'm like, "Sure, all right, hang on, what kind of picture?" And then they just don't talk to you. So it's just like, great, I'll just bombard you with pictures then. And but for the most part, like everything's really cool. I cook with CBD and THC. I make my own brand of hot sauce, and dude, running podcasts like it's. I'm sorry, that's busy.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
busy.
actually I feel like I'm pretty busy right now myself,
Yeah,
and I got
but
my
it's
kids
good though.
here.
It
Yeah,
feels good though.
yeah, no, it does. I can't imagine just sitting around and just kind of waiting for this to be over because then what?
Yeah.
And
But here's what we have to do. We have to remain vigilant and keep doing what we're fucking doing. Fact.
yes.
You know what I mean? Whatever that may be. Me, this is what I, next 5-year plan. I would love to take, the idea of a cooking with cannabis show worldwide. Because,
Mhm.
dude, real talk, food and cannabis are both silent languages. You can set down a plate of food in front of somebody. You're not going to argue with them. You share that plate of meal with them. They're going to shut the fuck up. You guys are going to walk away,
Yeah.
at least talking a little bit.
At least you
Like,
like at least you both like the food.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a story. It's a silent language, and it doesn't matter what language you speak.
Mhm.
Same with cannabis. Okay, you either lay it down, someone's like, yeah, maybe not. Okay, you're going to figure out, who's cool real quick. You know what I mean? At the same time, I just watched an old interview between Snoop Dogg and Kathy Bates. And at the beginning, obviously she was sober. She was kind of like, I hope this isn't going to embarrass me. Like, am I going to do something stupid on the show? And I get it because you don't really know. You don't cross paths with these people in your life. You're like, hey, you're putting that vibe out there. But once she got a couple, air puffs in her, she let loose. And that's the point. It's
Yeah.
that moment right there that people love when you just let loose, relax. That's
Mm.
really what it is. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm a huge fan of ASMR on
Mhm.
YouTube. I've been a huge fan since 2012. It's nothing sexual. It's nothing weird. It's just these. It's autonomous serotonin meridian response. I looked into it. It's called tingles. It helps you relax and lowers your blood pressure statistically. I slept on a cuff one night and went and spent $50 on the digital one just to see if it told the truth. I'm out $50 and they were telling the truth. But the fact of the matter is, like, it's a thing for a reason. So I'm into it. And I would love to get into some cooking ASMR, but that's down the road for me. I now am working with producers. I'm working with editors. I'm working with screenplay. It's cool. I'm like beginning to live my dream. My dream is to have a cooking show that goes around the world that talks about the silent language that cannabis and food is. And
Mhm.
then infusing the two. I'm telling you, man, infusing cannabis into food is literally going to be the future of our food. I don't care about Dippin' Dots. I don't care about molecular gastronomy. I don't care about foams. Those are great. That's cool. They're edgy. You tweaked it. Awesome. But it's not sustainable.
Mhm.
Okay. It's not sustainable. However, putting weed into food can create sustainability. Think about it. You wake up, we talked about it earlier. You wake up, you're cracking like a light stick. You're like, this sucks. Like, what's going on? What if you could eat whatever it is you wanted for breakfast, a muffin, a banana,
Mhm.
something that's infused, and then in about 15, 20 minutes, maybe half hour, depending on personal digestion, you're like, dude, I feel that that's the future of food. I'm sorry, you're gonna pop a pill. No, I mean, come on, ibuprofen only goes so far, and it's killing you from the inside out.
Yeah. Not good for you. Not good for you. Any your liver, your kidneys, yeah.
I'm telling you though, putting cannabis in food is the future of food. That's just it. I mean, that's great. Think about it. All right, you do a shrimp and grits one night. You got the fennel seed, whole garden. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see it. It's amazing. I got the idea from Sean Brock. He's an amazing chef, fucking amazing chef. So you take Sean Brock's entire, cookbook, South or Heritage, pick one, and you add cannabis to it. Holy shit, bro! You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be amazing. Like it's. I've done it. I've done it. I filmed that segment on Disrupt America with the ex-Benedict infused with CBD, 500 milligrams of CBD. Everybody called me and was like, yo, that shit was banging. I felt great. Like, I took a nap. I don't usually nap. You can nap during quarantine. When you wake up from a nap, you're like, let's do 59 things all at the same time. Like, I feel great. That's my point, future of food.
Do you have any advice for these folks out there who are kind of waiting it out and kind of freaking out a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Listen, we're all a band of miscreants, all right? We're all a band of misfits. Listen, we're tough. We're vigilant. We've got, tenacity. The wolf pack will find you, I'll tell you that. Lone wolves are strong, but they're stronger in a pack. I can tell you that from personal experience. I know it seems desolate. I know it seems, a very depraved situation, but you've got to remain vigilant. We are coming. We are coming to help you. Like, we're separated by a wall. We're figuring out how to get over the wall. That's all it is. And when we're over the wall, we're going to look back on it as a hurdle. It's a problem now, yes, but we're getting there. I know people right now that are still in the trenches slinging, Chick-fil-A. I was driving by Chick-fil-A yesterday on my way to Meijer, which is a grocery store chain up here, and it's in the parking lot. I couldn't leave the normal way because Chick-fil-A's drive-through, dude, at least 100 cars.
Oh,
I'm not even joking.
It's crazy.
And sorry, go ahead.
No. I know a lot of people slinging pizza like crazy.
Oh yeah. I've got some, chef friends who are fucking great at what they do. All right. Mm-hmm. I would love to do like food reviews for a show or something like that and kind of put like a new age flavor on it. You know what I mean? Like tattoos and, tattered restaurants. I don't know if I can call it something cool, but they're slinging pies now, man. But at the same time, they're making more money slinging pies. Yeah. A lot of them, and I don't know whatever, you can't from me saying this, but a lot of them are working under the table right now. You know what I mean? Just to have some money. And that's just it. Like,
well, you got to do what you got to do.
I get it.
You just got to do what you got to do because we have to save the money too right now because we don't know what's going to happen in like a month from now.
Right. Because here's the thing. Unemployment, as soon as that hit for Michigan, dude, it was like shit against a wall. Not everybody, it was terrible. It crashes the site daily. You know what I mean? And so I don't really put my faith into a system that failed. I'm sorry, it failed. Like we were on life support anyway, so we're coming back from this. We're gonna come back strong. It's gonna be taked out for a while until they lift the bans on shit and things like that. So let's 6 more months of takeout possibly. I'm not saying this will last for 6 months. I'm just saying it's gonna be a slow road. So I don't think we're gonna hit the ground running. I think some places may because of just demand and their governors and the situations. But I honestly think that Michigan it's gonna be a slow crawl back.
Yeah, same Massachusetts for sure.
So I mean, we're gonna get there. We're coming to you. Hold it down. Please leave the porch light on because listen. It's dark where we're at. You know what I'm saying? We're in dark places here. We need that light at the end of the tunnel. Leave that back porch door open because here we come.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to see how everything evolves. And hopefully,
absolutely. I mean, we're going to come back stronger.
And hopefully we can fix some broken shit.
We're going to try.
It's going to make us, hopefully,
I mean, we're forced to now. If we don't, then, I mean, we're kind of screwed. We would be stupid not to. You understand? Yeah. Mistakes are okay to be made, no matter the mistake sometimes, as long as you learn from it. You understand? And with that being said, it's definitely put a lot of things into perspective for a lot of people. A lot of people have sadly left the industry, whether you want to question the probability of their passion versus their profit. It is what it is. And they'll come back if they're truly passionate. I know some people right now are killing it though, because they were in a private sector. I know private bakers and, private caterers who are killing it because they're doing family meals, which I fucking love. Get your money, You know, get it. You know, if you know what I'm saying, get your money, but make sure you know you're giving back to people. I know for a fact a couple of those companies have had to hire additional employees, and that's good. But at the same time, like, why am I not getting any cake? Like, that's where that's at. You know, it's just I'm busy, man, you know, and I love cooking. I do. I cook every night. I do. My girlfriend is very lucky, yet not very lucky at the same time. She does not like it to be in the kitchen with me at all. I love her to death. She is a good cook. I can say that right now. My palate, I have a very trained palate. You know, you grow up as a chef, you know, with the kitchen raising you your entire life. You study food. You look at people like Anthony Bourdain, Gordon Ramsay, Guy Fieri, all of these people who work with food every day, and you're like, what makes them special? You know, better than me. You know what I mean? I've pointed out 6 things you've done wrong, but that doesn't make me, you know, special. What are they doing? You know,
Mm.
and I've actually figured it out. The only thing that they're doing different, they had a dream, they had a concept, and they never stopped working towards it.
Yeah,
I honestly think, I'm sorry?
they're banging down the doors constantly.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
know, and that's, you know, I quit the kitchen for about a year. Actually, I had a fight with a girlfriend who was my manager. She was the GM of the entire building, and I was dating her, and I was the chef. I mean, that's how it fucking goes, man. And we had a huge fight. I, you know, put in my 2 weeks and quit. Went to a different, you know, company, and it was double the pay, this and that and the other. And it was literally knocking on doors and asking people, you know, to sign up for this and that and the other. I worked on commission, but I made pretty good fucking money. So I was like, this is cool. And then one day my friend's like, hey man, do you work weekends? And I was like, no, why? Because, you know, he just noticed with my social media. I was like, no, why? He's like, bro, we really need somebody to cover, you know, the chef's down. He's like, I will pay you, you know, $25 an hour to come and just work the line for these couple, you know, for the couple days. I was like, what shifts? Well, he didn't tell me it was damn near 20 hours, but $25 an hour, 20 hours, that's good fucking money.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'll take that.
So I was in there for literally 2 hours and was like, I got to quit my other job. And the cool thing is I got to walk into that position. I mean, you know, he had to take some money off that per hour because he was officially bringing me on, and I got that. But it is what it is. In the end, it sucked me right back in, and I was like, I'm never leaving again. So I'm going to do what I got to do to, you know, not only help people, but help myself and kind of just keep cooking, man. I mean, it's really what it is.
Yeah. Well, we got to get going. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Real quick, you have a podcast or you have a binge watch?
Yeah. So I'm a content writer for storyonthepast.com. You know, it's just one of those simple things where it's, you know, it's a bunch of different reasons and why chefs make the one special. You know, everybody's got that question. Hey chef, what's your favorite thing to make? Well, you read my fucking website, it'll tell you. You know what I mean? So chefs all around the world, it's, you know, like scallop and squid ink risotto, you know, Canadian scallops, carne salsa de tamala, you know, stuff like that. Like it's all these chefs around the world getting the clout that they deserve. My boy Ruben is on there. We just did one with him. He's from LA, but he's actually the chef of the Cowboys now, so that's pretty dope. There's a podcast I did with the other guy, Billy, who started it. We did the podcast, and he goes, dude, you're a writer, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want to write some content? I'm like, cool. So I'm also working on that. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's storyonthepast.com/podcast. Make sure you leave some terrible comments for me there, because that's I love haters.
All right, awesome, dude. Well, hey, I'll catch up with you later on today, I'm sure.
All right, man, for sure. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Cool.
Thank you.
Just have you hang on 1 second. Don't go anywhere yet.
No worries.
All right, so I'm just gonna sign off, and we're gonna roll a clip. So hey folks, thanks so much for watching us today on Coffee Time with Almeida and chef and writer Rodney Lienhart here. Tomorrow we have on Todd the Mofo, touring keyboardist for Revival's Sons. He's going to come on. We're going to talk about life and touring and not touring, and you know what he's doing, what he's up to in these times. But anyways, folks, I'm going to leave you with the comedy of Josh Bell. See you guys tomorrow.
You want to know how I got these scars? Not really. Fine.
Coffee time with Almeida. Every weekday at 9. Won't you join me for a really fun time?